Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Procedural, Your Honor.
I did not. I did not dismiss it. I didn't rule on this motion. I'm going to rule on it today.
So we just did a reauthorization.
Correct.
How should we classify?
This proceeding? Yeah, the first thing procedurally I'm going to do is just court does call the case of the People's State of Michigan versus Patrick Bernard Thorns, that being case 23F2-1724.
So on behalf of the people.
We're ready in this matter. One round.
Patrick Thorns here on behalf of Patrick Thorns, sir.
All right. On this matter, yesterday, Mr. Thorns raised the issue of whether or not the statutory guidelines regarding his preliminary examination timelines regarding the PCC and preliminary examination, that whether the case without a waiver had extended beyond that. I'd indicated at that time that it was my belief that on whether it was January 11th, when the exam was set for this date, that there was indeed a request by the defense to adjourn and no objection to the setting of the date. Although the CARO or the Register of Actions does not reflect that, out of an abundance of caution, I indicated yesterday that I would look at it, see what I could determine, and then rule on the matter today. I'm still unable to determine that. So in order to protect the defendant's rights, taking what he raised as a motion, the court will grant his motion and dismiss this case. I will then show that case is dismissed. Since Mr. Thorns is here, I will arraign Mr. Thorns on a new complaint, which has been authorized against Mr. Thorns. Mr. Thorns, you are before the court on the charge of domestic violence third. This is alleged to have occurred on November 30th, 2023 at the location of 454 South Huron Street, City of Ypsilanti, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, event against a Zakia Graham. That complaint specifically alleges that on that date and at that location, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Zakia Graham, an individual with whom you had a dating relationship contrary to Michigan statutes. You understand that, sir? The complaint further alleges that this would normally be a misdemeanor offense. However, this is charged as a domestic violence third, indicating that you had been previously convicted of domestic violence on or about February 20th, 2008, and also on March 5th, 2008. And I don't have the court location, but did you had previously been convicted of that same offense on those dates? You understand that, sir? That makes this a felony, punishable by up to 5 years incarceration and a $5,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. First question I have for you, Mr. Graham, is do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, sir.
This is a public defender case. Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. To represent Mr. Thorns.
All right. As for the new complaint, you waive any further formal reading?
Yes, Your Honor, we waive formal reading of the complaint. My client will enter a plea of not guilty at this time.
All right. Defendant pleading not guilty. Court will enter that plea. I will then set this matter after setting bond on this case. I would indicate this is previous motion. 100,000 cash surety.
Yes.
I will set the defendant's bond at the previous amount that was set. I will set it at $100,000 cash surety. I would indicate that you are to report if you are released to community corrections for drug testing. There should be no use or possession of any alcohol, marijuana, or any illegal drugs. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. You are not to possess or purchase a firearm, ammunition, weapon, or anything designed to be a weapon or any other dangerous instrument. You are not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. You are to have no contact with Zakiya Graham, except with civil standby with the police. You are not to leave, or you are not to have or attempt to have any direct or indirect contact with that named individual in person, through others, by electronic communication, including but not limited to phone, email, texting, internet, or social media. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
You are not to go to the location of Ponderosa Court in the city of Ypsilanti, except with a civil standby with the police. If this is your home address, you must find another place to live or notify the court with the new address within 24 hours, of your release from jail by contacting the court. You are not to violate any criminal law of the state of Michigan or any other state. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right.
Your Honor, my client would like to be heard on the issue of bond.
Go ahead.
Now, the bond is set at $100,000 cash assured. It's based mainly on allegations of an assault. The first thing we'd like to point out is my client maintains his innocence in these matters. Second, the prior convictions used to put this to the felony are from 2008. That is 16 years prior to this. We're asking that the bond be set at a more reasonable amount. My client will obey all orders of the court to have no contact. He will return to all future court dates.
All right. Anything from the people?
Yes, Your Honor, the only thing I would like to highlight is that at the time of this offense, he was on felony probation for a controlled substance as well as a felony weapons conviction. At this time, we don't think any modification of the bond is appropriate. In fact, I would like to add, if he is able to be released, we would be requesting a GPS taken hot zone for Ms. Graham's address.
Your Honor, may I state that on the record, the prosecution had ample enough opportunity to get in contact with this witness. I'm sure that they've gotten in contact with this witness and his victim. There's no intention on this witness or victim coming. Like I said, I don't know what else to do. I don't know how this is going. My attorney is sitting here telling me something about an argument. This is the only thing that is holding me up. If you notice, I didn't have any prior violations. While on probation, it's been 8 months and I'm not successful. I've never been successful on probation. I'm sure that they did get in contact with the victim. They were going to bring a police officer in here and try to state what we would call on the basis of truthfulness and trustworthiness, Your Honor. I just brought up the fact that my due process was violated, and in violating this due process, they were still waiting for a victim or a witness who never showed, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna defendant's bond is on the previous case in the amount of $100,000 cash surety with the conditions that I have. I will set this matter for PCC.
That's the next one.
That's the next one.
Yes.
Set probable cause for February. Well, why don't we do both?
12.
dates? Let's do both dates. I got to set a PCC, so he was at PE, so it's got to be set before me. So we are in 21 days, so we don't have the same issue. So the 20th.
Yes.
I'll give you 2 dates. Probable cause conference will be set February 8th, 2024, 9 a.m. I will also at this time set a preliminary examination for February 20th, 2024 at 9 a.m. in person. That is before me.
Thank you, Honor.
Thank you.